There you are. I've been looking all over for you. It's a beautiful spring day in California, and today we're going to be going over portable toilet deodorizers. So if you've ever wondered what makes the water in portable toilets blue, you're going to want to watch this video. This video is for you. And for other operators, I am just here to show you the different brands that offer deodorizers to try and educate you on different choices. So the 4 brands we're going over today are going to be J&J, we've got Satellite, we've got Circo, and Wallix. And when it comes to odor control and deodorizers, the main decision you're going to have to make is between liquid and pre-portioned odor control. So the liquid deodorizer, it comes in a bottle, usually sometimes in 55-gallon drums. And then what you need to do is mix that with water, and then you're gonna pour that into the tank. So sometimes it gets sold as a concentrate, and then you mix it in water and fill it up in your tank. And then sometimes it comes in a little concentrate bottle, and then you spray that into your tank and put the water with it. So some of the pros to using it mixes faster, and I've heard that some of them are stronger than the pre-portioned, but the con is it's not as controlled, and if your drivers are putting in way too much liquid, yes, it's gonna mask all of the odor, but you're gonna end up spending a lot more money in the long run. The second type are the pre-portioned packets, which are what I like to use. And also the last perk for the liquid is sometimes it can be cheaper. So with the pre-portioned packets, that's personally what I use. It is a little bit more expensive, but pre-portioned packets are already set out for your drivers. So usually they have 50 or 75 packs per case. And then all they have to do is put 1 pack in each toilet, and you know that you're gonna get the most out of each pack. You mix that with 5 gallons of water and you're good to go. So with the packs, you wanna make sure that you're putting the pack in the toilet before you put the water in, because even though they're water soluble packets, it doesn't happen right away. So if you put the pack in the toilet first, pour the water on top of it, it kind of pops the bag, so then it'll mix a lot faster, because the last thing you want to do is put the water in first, put the packet in after, and then it's just kind of floating in there and you have to wait for it to dissolve. And you know, it can take 20 or 30 minutes before it happens. So if people are using the toilet in between that time, it's not going to be that great for them. Yeah, we're going over 4 different brands of the packets today. I really don't think that there's a bad choice no matter who you go with. It's really up to your personal preference. So each of these 4 vendors, I have asked for samples for in the past, and they will send them to you if you want. So it's a good way to try out different scents and what you like, and you can find the deodorizing solution for you. So we're gonna start off with our first product. It's gonna be the J&J Truex packet. So again, these packets are water soluble. Let's take a sniff. My sales rep told me that these are the Coconilla flavor, or scent rather. So that's what they're supposed to smell like. They smell pretty good. She said that it was one of the most popular scents that they've got. But this is a look at the packet. So if you look here, it's encased in this water soluble outside, and then all of the blue mix is on the inside. So another pro to the packets rather than the liquid is it's a lot neater. So if you look here, I can touch it, put it back, and my hands are totally clean. If you're using the liquid, it almost acts as a dye, and whatever you get it on, it's gonna stay blue. It's tough to get it out, and a lot of your stuff is just gonna end up being blue, because that's just what happens. But with that being said, if it's raining and you leave the bag open, or if you have wet hands and you're reaching your hands in there, it is possible to pop some of the bags, and then that powder is gonna get everywhere, and it's gonna make a huge mess. So yeah, that's the J&J Truex packet. They have a great team over there. Highly recommend reaching out to them if you're interested in using their packets, or they also have tablets, and they have also got the liquid. And choosing the right deodorizer for your company is a really important choice, because the more your toilets smell, the more complaint calls you're gonna get, and the less happy customers are gonna be. If you choose the right deodorizer and people like it and it keeps the toilet smelling good, at the end of the day, it's gonna help you keep and retain and win more customers. And before we go on to the next product, I just wanna talk about usage of deodorizers. So in order to get the most effectiveness out of them, you wanna make sure that you're using them correctly. And what I mean by that is you're adding enough water to the packet, so you're gonna get enough effectiveness out of the charge. So it's usually industry standard to put 5 gallons of water with each packet, and that's gonna make sure that there's enough dilution, that enough of the waste and everything like that is underneath the water line. Because if waste raises above the water line, no matter what you have in there, it's gonna start to smell. So put in at least 5 gallons of water, and if you're in a hot climate or in the summer, put maybe 6 or 7 gallons to get the most effectiveness out of the deodorizer. Okay, next up on our list, we have Satellite. This is their Eco Blue Plus. toss and go. So I think that this was their bubblegum scent, is what they said. It definitely smells like bubblegum. So these packets aren't quite as dense. For my drivers, I've heard that they're not quite as strong as some other things on the market, but that's for you to decide. I'm not here to say whether they're good or bad, but this customer service at Satellite is excellent. So I recommend reaching out to them because they can handle your toilets, your deodorizers, your paper products. They can help you with everything. So it can be your one-stop shop if you want them to be. This bag looks like it's snap closed. Seems to work pretty well because you want to make sure that you can reseal everything. This one comes with 85 packets, and I believe the other companies come with 50. So that brings me to my next point, price per service. When you're thinking of deodorizers, price is obviously an important factor because every single time you clean a toilet, one of these is going to go in there and it's going to affect your cost per service. So when you're getting prices from companies, ask them how many tablets come in a box or how many packets come in a box, how many charges can you get out of a bottle if you're using the liquid. So then you can calculate what your cost is per service, because I can take the cost of this bag, divide it by 85, and that's going to give me the cost per packet. So every time I'm cleaning a toilet, I know, 25 cents, 50 cents, $1, however much each one of these costs to me, that's how much it's adding to my cost for service. And while price definitely is a factor, I would not make it the end all be all. I would go for quality over price, or at least have a little bit of a balance there. You're not going to get the best quality for the cheapest price, so I would just keep that in mind. But make sure you know your cost per service, because that'll help you bring you to your price that you're charging your customers. Next stop on the tour, we have Serco. So I had never used this company before actually, and I reached out to them and asked for a sample, and they sent me this nice little care package. So we're gonna see what's in here. So this is something that I imagine you wrap around the vent tank. It's like self-locking air freshener, right? So it'll keep your toilet smelling good. Got some surface deodorant. I usually don't use that, but it's nice to have that. What do we have here? A grapefruit scent. Here's the porta potty deodorant. All right, so it says add 5 to 7 gallons of fresh water before dropping in the tank. We're gonna open this. It's kind of like a paper. Yeah, it smells really good. They sent me a bunch of different flavors. I keep saying flavors, but that's for if you eat it. Scents, I mean. Yeah, so they sent me about 5 different scents of their water soluble packets. And again, like I said, this was a sample box that they sent to me, which is super nice. And I'm excited to have my drivers try some of these out and let me know what they think. When it comes to your deodorizer company, choose whoever you think has the best service. I really don't think you're gonna go wrong with any 4 of these brands that I'm showing you today. Every single one of them has had amazing customer service, and I would be happy to work with any of them, to be honest. Thank you, Serco, for this package. And then lastly, we have Walex. I've heard people say Walex. I'm not sure how you say it. You got their porta packs inside. I think that right now I'm using their mulberry scent. For the longest time, I thought that mulberry was short for multi-berry. I had no idea what a mulberry was, but I think that it's a different fruit. But these ones smell good. My drivers like them. And these are the ones that we use right now. So water soluble, we add in our bucket of water, and then it mixes all together, nice and clean. And my point when it comes to Walex, since I use them, so they have different strengths of deodorizers. So I'd say it's important to gauge what you need based on your climate, because they make different strengths of tablets and deodorizers and everything like that. And you don't necessarily need the strongest one all the time. Because during the winter, I use their normal strength one because it's more than sufficient. Temperatures don't get that high, things don't get that stinky. But once it starts to be summertime, and just right around now, probably for my next order, I'm gonna go up to their strongest strength deodorizer for the summertime to keep customers happy. They are a little bit more expensive per service, but having great smelling toilets in the middle of summer is worth the extra cost to me, and I think that the customers appreciate it. And most of these companies also create another odor control element, like Serco has some pump spray, and then we use the Walex Deo discs. I know J&J has something really similar. And then Serco sent me this air freshener you put around the pipe. I know that Satellite also has one of those. They sent me a sample of it before, and it leaves the unit nice and smelling good after you service it. So usually we'll take one of these. This is the Power Punch scent. They make a bunch of different ones, like Sun Glow, Dark Ice. I don't even know what those scents are supposed to smell like, but they smell good. And you can leave these around your unit during a service or after a service, and it's gonna leave a little bit of air freshener qualities in the unit. So that's totally up to you if you want to add it. I feel like it can be a differentiator because a lot of companies don't do it, and it can leave your unit smelling nice and fresh even 2, 3, 4 days after the service. And my last note for evaluating the deodorizers, all of them are always going to smell good right when you take them out of the bag, right? Obviously they're going to smell good. What's important is seeing what they smell like 6 or 7 days after you put them in the tank, right when the customer is about ready for another service. Because if it doesn't keep up for that many days, then the customer is going to be calling for service before they're actually due. So I would get feedback from your drivers, test it out, see what the toilets are like after 6 or 7 days. And if it's still holding up a little bit of odor control, the water is still blue, that's how you know it's a high quality deodorizer. Like I said, I don't think you're going to go wrong with whatever company you choose. They all make great products, they all have great service, and they're all going to be there to help you whenever you need it. But I just wanted to show you some of the options that there were, because I've seen people ask before what they use, and you might not be aware of the different companies that offer this service. So if you like the video, subscribe for more porta potty content. We'll see you guys next week.